It's playoff time in San Jose yet again, and this might just be our last chance. Now, before we get into this episode quickly, I'm going to kind of treat this as like a mini channel update. Obviously, I haven't been uploading much over the past few days. It's Christmas time, man, so I'm sorry. I wanted to do as much as I could. I had still been streaming somewhat consistently, but yeah, the videos dropped a little bit. So the Patriots series isn't done. The FIFA series isn't done. The Draft to Glory series is done. I need to remember to do a Channel Hall of Fame video for that. And really over the past few days, the reason why I kind of let the videos slip, aside from just being like, I'm going to kind of take a couple days break, is that I was working on getting the rosters updated, doing my kind of mid-season update and getting that ready to be able to play a part in the next series, of course, that will be replacing this and Draft to Glory. So, yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, too, MLB. That series is still going, too. So, yeah, past couple of days, slipped up. We should pretty much be back to consistency, I hope, over the next few days, although this might be the only video for today. So, starting on the 27th, consistency, I hope. So, yeah, just a quick little update on that. And as far as what those two new NHL series are going to be, you'll just have to wait to find out relatively soon, won't you? At least I hope you care enough. At least I hope, well, not care enough, but I hope you care. Hope you're intrigued. Hope you're interested. And for those of you that have stuck with this series, I do appreciate it. The first series for NHL 20, they have gone on a little bit longer than I normally like the series to do, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of how it played out. And that brings us to this episode today. We're back in the postseason. We're taking on Edmonton. And yeah, the pressure's on. Because if this isn't our final season, in my opinion, we have one more after this. And then aside from that, it would have to be, maybe I play through another 2 to 3 seasons on stream and just export it over to YouTube just to see what the hell happens and if this team can win. A lot of people are believing in the curse. We won the division. We are the top team in the Western Conference, the second best team in the NHL, behind the Washington Capitals. And again, a lot of people think it's a curse because you look at what happened last season when we finally didn't win the division title and we were without Erik Karlsson. We at least made it to the Stanley Cup final for the very first time. Now, this season was not without its changes. Of course, we moved on from Ariel Houston defensively in a move that brought Cal Foote onto this team. And in addition, Steven Stamkos joined as well due to the underperforming Dylan Gambrell. But that does give us a lot of options for, versatility. I mean, versatility is not a bad thing. I know a lot of people, of course, certain times will view changes negatively, even if it's, hey, let's reward, producing players and demote struggling players. There are some people like, nope, struggling players should have stayed. You botched it. So that discussion, of course, is never going to go away, and it's cool. It's fine. It's part of the game. But we do have that option with Gambrell being a healthy scratch. Of course, we stuck with Stamkos and Sillinger as they actually performed pretty damn well together. And if we're going to make it out of this first round, obviously Vitaly Kravtsov needs to perform. That top line needs to dominate. That third line needs to be as good as they were throughout the regular season. And Thomas Chabot needs to continue to be the player that he's been. The key player, though, is Henrik Gustafsson. It again comes down to the goaltender. He did not have an elite regular season with an .896 save percentage, but if he can do what he did last year in the playoffs, we have a chance. We have a shot. I wish I could say it's more than that after us, winning the Western Crown, but it's really not. That's all it is for now. Let's look at the Edmonton team that we're going up against. This team stormed their way into the playoffs, winning 7 of their final 10 games. Yikes. This didn't get any easier. Top line, Tim Stützle. Good old Stützle. Connor McDavid at 30 years old. And again, I think we looked at his stats last episode, but there you go. Just a quick look again. Just an absolute monster is Connor McDavid. And Olli Makinen, first overall pick back in 2026. So this past draft, he was the number 1 overall pick. Second line is insane. It's a smart move to have Makinen and Stützle with McDavid because McDavid can carry them. 47 points and 29 goals for Makinen this season. Stützle, with 67 points. And then you look at that second line, and it looks like a murderer's row. You have Tyler Benson, who had 64 points this season. 31-year-old Leon Draisaitl, who had an 80-point season. And Kyler Yamamoto, who was up to a 91, I believe, off of a 90-point season. Third line tower, Jose, Jimmy Leahy, 5th overall pick back in 2023, and Uri Slavkovsky. And then the fourth line is Warren Fogle, Mike Amadio, and Philip Dennell. The defense, he tried to throw, I was being sarcastic with the French. I can't do a French accent. It's just not going to happen. My boy Nick Hague, rebuilding Hockeytown legend next to Connor Timmins. You have Cademan Watkins and Caleb Jones, Cody Hawley, and Marcus Pettersson. The goaltender is 82 overall Olivier Rodrigue. I am not, oh my god, he's so bad. He's not good. Do they have an injury to their goaltender? They do. Jordan Binnington, the former Shark, is there. Trevor Wong, Joel Eriksson Ek, and Nick Cousins are also healthy scratches. So we're going to check the injury report here in a second. But it's also the day of the game, so I imagine those line combinations will be staying the same. So I should be confident, but I don't know if I can be. Binnington is out for another 11 days, so it will be Rodrigue for the majority of this series. I am afraid to look at what the overall differential is because we are going to have a big advantage. I mean, offensively it's close, but defensively and in goal, especially in goal, it's significant. And this is exactly the type of team that we have choked against in the past on so many occasions. I don't want this to be it. Like I said, I don't know if this is the last season or the penultimate season. But regardless, I just want this damn team to win. Here we go. First round against Edmonton. We lose in the Stanley Cup final last season. This is our first step towards making it back. Playoffs begin. First period of game 1, and we get off to a good start. Toni Heinonen with the opening goal. Fourth liner chipping in. Decent start. Second period, we add to it. It's Connor Ellison. So the bottom 6 contributing early. We're up 2. As we head to the third period, I am not any more confident. Oh, God, please. Yep, Tim Stützle scores. It's a 1-goal game. Power play for Edmonton. I'm expecting it to be tied here any moment now. We kill that off, and there it is, Connor McDavid. We've seen that way too many times. Way too many times. I'm guessing we lose 3-2 in regulation. Power play for the Sharks is killed off. Will we make it to overtime? We do. I wish I could say again that I'm surprised by us blowing a 2-goal lead, but, you know, I don't know if you want to call it a script or whatnot, but boy, doesn't that feel like it happens all the goddamn time. Because it really, really does. It really does. All right. Overtime. Somebody on that top line for us has to do this. Please. Do not lose game 1 on home ice. Thank you, Cole Sillinger. Second liner. Buries it on the power play. We walk away with a victory in game 1 after blowing a 2-goal lead. Sillinger wins it. Henrik Gustafsson was strong for the majority of the game. 34 shots to 25. 3 shots to 0 in overtime. And we get the winner. Cole Sillinger is the hero. Perhaps the right choice to leave him in over Dylan Gambrell, who's not happy, but buddy, you're just going to have to deal with it. Game 1 to the Sharks. Let's keep it going. It's game 2. Can we build upon that win? Can we get some sort of momentum going? That is the question. Let's see how the team starts off. I mean, we are on the kill to begin things. First period, Draisaitl scored on that power play. Makinen scores on the power play. And then Draisaitl on the power play again. Kravtsov does get a goal, but we're down 3-1. So great to see our penalty kill struggles are still a thing. No matter whether or not we play bottom 6 options, our best forward options, we just can't kill penalties. It's been a consistent theme over the past season and a half, if not the last 2 seasons. Second period, though, we're only down by 1, and now we're not trailing at all. Tony Heinonen scores again, and then Vitaly Kravtsov takes over. The hat trick for one of the best free agent signings in this channel's history. We're up 4-3 in a move that I did not see coming. We go to the third with the lead, thanks to Kravtsov's heroics. Tomas Hertl with the goal. It's now 5-3. 4 unanswered goals here. Late power play, nothing doing there. 10 minutes left. Still up by 2 as the offensive threat might just be a bit too much for Rodrigue to handle. And ultimately, it is. We blow a lead in game 1, survive and win it in overtime, and then we come back ourselves in game 2. 4 unanswered goals and a 5-3 victory on the board. Kravtsov and Cal Foote, have yourselves a day. We're up 2-0 in this series. We said we needed Kravtsov to show up. So far, so good. We go to game 3. I'm not even going to jump into looking at the lineups. Nothing. Let's keep it going. We're winning games. Can we keep it going as we head to Edmonton for game 3? First period, advantage to the Oilers. It's another power play goal. Leon Draisaitl buries it. Not ideal. Second period, it's now a 2-goal lead. Connor McDavid scores on Henrik Gustafsson. Only 18 shots at this point. The offense has been shut down, but we do have the firepower to get back into this game at any point, although it might be a little too late. Slavkovsky on the power play. It's 3, and the Oilers are going to win this game. And yeah, that means I'm afraid they're going to win game 4 and even this series up, as we have seen teams do so frequently. Olivier Rodrigue with a 32-save shutout in the playoffs. Okay. 82 overall goalie doing that. That's fine. I remember all the goalies we've had that couldn't even dream of getting a shutout in the playoffs. But no, it's cool. It's cool. The AHL team has also made the postseason. Much like last year, though, I'm not all that focused. Meyer, Hertl, Pasternak, it has not been good enough. Flat out. Unfortunately, I really haven't seen as much as I would have liked to have seen from... Damn. I was going to say from Noah Gregor. We're going to give it one more game. Just quickly, though, we know what this power play is capable of. We do. We know exactly what this power play is capable of. We're going to put Kravtsov on that top unit. And then penalty kill-wise, I'm sticking with the third liners, man. Third and fourth liners will get it done for us, I hope. I am very much expecting a loss here. Maybe not the right attitude to take, but how many times have we seen home team wins, best of 3 from there. So we'll see how it goes. I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love to have a chance to see this team seal this series in Game 5. First period, advantage San Jose. The opening 3 goals of the game on Jordan Binnington, who gets the start over Rodrigue, and perhaps that was a mistake. Stamkos, Hertl, and Perfetti. We were up 3. I think it was Olli Makinen with the goal on the power play to get the Oilers back into it, despite being, down at the time and being doubled up in terms of shots. We go through the second period, and Jordan Binnington. Now, that's the Binnington we got to experience in the playoffs. Isn't it fun, Edmonton? Isn't it? Ellison scores. Stamkos scores from center ice. Yamamoto gets one back, but Morrissey and Kravtsov 2 goals in under a minute. 7-2 in favor of the Sharks as we go to the third period, and barring the worst collapse in this series, in this channel's history, we are going to have a chance to win this series in Game 5 back on home ice, what would be our first of a, hopefully not, 3 opportunities to win the series. Leahy scores, but it is too little too late. Will it be the final goal of the game? Yes, it will be. 7-3 is your final. From Rodriguez shutting us out, they start Binnington. He gets absolutely destroyed. And the Sharks are 1 win away from the second round for just the 3rd time? Pretty sure it's the 3rd time. Not a great game from Henrik Gustafsson, but it was good enough. Especially in comparison to Jordan Binnington, who was under siege and did not handle it well with an .829 save percentage on the day. A 3-1 lead has been established. Our first chance to move on is right here, right now. It's Game 5, home ice, leaving the team the same. For the love of God, just get the result, get the win, and have us move on to the second round. Please, get the pressure of needing to win this first series off of our shoulders as soon as possible. First period advantage, Sharks. Hurdle and Sillinger with the goals a minute apart on the dot. We outshot them 11-5 as Binnington continues to struggle, as does the team in front of him. We go through the second where we make it 3. Timo Meier, 27 shots to 14, 3-0 on the board. We go to the third period. Can we hold on? Power play chance goes to waste. Power play chance again. And Josh Morrissey. The San Jose Sharks are moving on. All the pressure in the world on our shoulders. We had this nearly impossible task of getting out of the first round put in front of us again. And for the second year in a row, we have done just that. 4-1 is your final in this game and for this series. We eliminate Edmonton in 5. Meier, Gustafsson, and Sillinger lead the way. We are on to round 2, but we will be doing so without Kevin Shattenkirk down in the AHL. It's not the biggest deal in the world. Vitaly Kravtsov, 7 points, 4 goals in just. You saw I tried to fight off that yawn, couldn't you? That's why there's only one video today. I'm sorry. Vitaly Kravtsov was a monster. Stamkos, monster. Sillinger, monster. That second line, we made the right choice playing them. Absolutely. And we'll pay attention to Cal Foote in a moment. The top line, I mean, we need more from Meier and Pasternak in terms of goal scoring. The point totals were there, but it's just not good enough. And, Foudy, Gregor, we did well enough to get past Edmonton. I think we have to do better as a team. And then you have Foote, Morrissey, and Shabbat doing quite well. One could argue whether or not Benin should even be on the power play at this point. And then goaltending-wise, a .909 save percentage isn't great, but it was good enough to get us out of the round. So heading into the second round, I don't really think you could make the argument to bring in Gambrell. I mean, I guess you could. You could make the argument as well to make changes, just based off of trying to get underperforming players going. But then the flip side of that is, hey, we're winning, so why change anything? As it stands, if all things continue as are, we'll be playing Anaheim in round 2. Chicago will be playing Colorado. If the Ducks beat Vegas here on the 19th, we have a showdown again with Anaheim, and that is exactly what it is. For the second year in a row, if I'm not mistaken, we're playing the Anaheim Ducks in the playoffs. 46 wins. Actually, I can't remember if we played them or if we narrowly avoided them last year. Genuinely can't remember. Regardless, though, I had no choice but to make a jump cut there because that was just such a ridiculous yawn. Regardless, though, we know what it is. We get past Edmonton. Now we got to get past a fellow California team. We take on Anaheim, and we knew it. Anaheim or Vegas, didn't matter who. It was going to be a tough matchup, and it is. But we are back in the second round. The first round no longer seems like a gigantic hurdle. I was going to make a Tomas joke, but it's fine. No longer seems like a gigantic hurdle for this team. But like I said, this might very well be our final season. So no pressure.